The Aurora glided through the starry expanse, its sleek form a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of ongoing threats. Captain Aria Solara stood on the bridge, overseeing the routine operations with a keen eye. Despite their recent victories, she knew the Ravagers could strike again at any moment. "Captain, we're receiving a distress signal," Ensign Tessa Lee reported, her voice tinged with curiosity. "It's coming from a distant planet that was once inhabited by the Xalorians." Arya's interest was piqued. "Can you identify the source of the signal?" Tessa shook her head. "The signal is ancient and heavily encrypted, but it matches Xalorian technology. It's been repeating for centuries." Commander Lyle Drayden, standing beside Arya, frowned thoughtfully. "Given our current situation with the Ravagers, it could be risky. But the Xalorians' advanced technology might give us the edge we need." Arya nodded. "Set a course for the coordinates. If there's a chance the Xalorians left something behind that can help us, we need to find it." The Aurora adjusted its trajectory, heading towards the distant planet. As they approached, the ship's sensors detected strange energy fields surrounding the planet, creating interference and making navigation difficult. "These energy fields are disrupting our sensors and communications," Tessa noted, her brow furrowed. "We'll need to be careful." Arya made a quick decision. "Prepare a landing party. We need to investigate the source of this signal and see what the Xalorians left behind." The landing party, consisting of Arya, Kalen Voss, Lyra, and a team of scientists and security personnel, assembled in the shuttle bay. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation and a hint of trepidation. "Stay sharp," Arya said as they boarded the shuttle. "We don't know what we're going to find down there." The shuttle descended towards the planet, the strange energy fields creating turbulence that rattled the vessel. The team's faces were set with determination as they braced for the challenging landing. As they broke through the clouds, the ancient ruins of a Xalorian city came into view. The city was partially buried beneath layers of earth and vegetation, its once grand structures now worn and weathered by time. "This is incredible," Lyra whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "The Xalorians were far more advanced than we imagined." Kalen's scanner buzzed with activity. "The energy readings are off the charts. Whatever is generating this signal is still active after all these years." The shuttle touched down in a broad clearing, and the team disembarked, their senses heightened by the unfamiliar surroundings. The air was filled with the scent of ancient earth and the faint hum of residual energy. "Let's find the source of that signal," Arya said, her gaze fixed on the ruins ahead. "Stay together and be ready for anything." As they made their way through the overgrown streets of the ancient city, the team encountered strange energy fields and ancient defense mechanisms that activated in response to their presence. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but their determination to uncover the Xalorian secrets drove them forward. "This place is like a fortress," Kalen observed, as they navigated a series of energy barriers. "The Xalorians went to great lengths to protect whatever's here." Lyra nodded. "And we need to find out why. Their technology could be the key to defeating the Ravagers." As they approached the central structure of the city, the signal grew stronger, guiding them to a large, ornate door adorned with glowing Xalorian symbols. The team exchanged determined glances, knowing that whatever lay beyond could change the course of their struggle against the Ravagers. Arya stepped forward, her hand hovering over the door's control panel. "This is it. Let's see what these Xalorians left for us." With a deep breath, she activated the panel, and the door slowly slid open, revealing the secrets of the Xalorian Legacy. The massive, ornate door creaked open, revealing a vast chamber illuminated by the soft, pulsating glow of Xalorian symbols etched into the walls. The air was thick with an ancient, almost tangible energy, as if the very essence of the Xalorian civilization lingered within these ruins. Captain Aria Solara led the way, her eyes scanning the chamber with a mix of awe and determination. "Stay alert, everyone. We don't know what defenses might still be active." Kalen Voss and Lyra followed closely behind, their scanners buzzing with data. "The energy readings are incredible," Kalen said, his voice filled with awe. "This place is a treasure trove of advanced technology." As the team moved deeper into the chamber, they encountered intricate machinery and control panels, all dormant but humming with residual power. The Xalorian symbols on the walls seemed to tell a story, depicting scenes of their civilization's rise and fall. Lyra stopped to examine a particularly detailed mural. These symbols, they're a historical record. The Xalorians were incredibly advanced, but it looks like they faced a powerful enemy. Aria nodded, her gaze fixed on the mural. The Ravagers, perhaps. If they were responsible for the Xalorians' downfall, we need to understand what happened here. The team continued their exploration, documenting everything they could. They found data terminals filled with encrypted files, which Kaelin and Lyra began to access. "This is going to take some time," Lyra said, her fingers flying over the controls. "The encryption is incredibly complex, but I think we can crack it." As they worked, the team stumbled upon what appeared to be a command center. In the center of the room was a large, inactive holographic projector surrounded by control panels. Aria approached it, her curiosity piqued. "Let's see if we can get this thing working," she said, motioning for Kaelin to assist her. Kaelin nodded and started working on the control panel, bypassing ancient security protocols. After a few moments, the projector hummed to life, displaying a three-dimensional map of the ancient Xalorian city and its surroundings. "This is incredible," Kaelin said, his eyes wide with excitement. "This map shows the entire city and its underground complexes. There's so much more here than we realized." Aria studied the map, noting several key locations marked with Xalorian symbols. "These must be important sites. We need to explore them all." As they examined the map, a faint mechanical voice echoed through the chamber. "Intruders detected. State your purpose." The team turned to see a holographic figure materializing in front of them, its form sleek and alien. It was an AI guardian designed to protect the city and its secrets. "We're not intruders," Aria said firmly. "We're allies. We came in response to the distress signal." The AI's eyes glowed as it processed her words. "I am Xalorian, guardian of the Xalorian Legacy. The distress signal was activated in the event of our civilization's destruction. What do you seek?" "We seek knowledge and technology to defend against the Ravagers," Aria explained. "They're a threat to our alliance, just as they were to your people." Xalorian's gaze softened slightly. "The Ravagers? Yes, they were responsible for our downfall. If you are truly here to protect your people from the same fate, I will assist you." The team exchanged relieved glances. "Thank you, Xalorian," Aria said. "We need access to your archives and any technology that can help us." Xalorian nodded. "Follow me. I will guide you to the hidden archive." The AI led them through a series of corridors deeper into the heart of the ancient city. The walls were lined with more symbols and murals, depicting the Xalorians' advanced society and their struggle against the Ravagers. As they approached the archive, Xalorian paused. "Be warned, accessing the archive will activate the city's defense systems. You must disable them to secure the information." "We're ready," Aria said, her voice filled with determination. "Show us the way." Xalorian activated another control panel, revealing a hidden passage that led to the archive. The team moved cautiously, their senses heightened by the anticipation of what lay ahead. The archive itself was a vast chamber filled with data terminals and holographic displays. The walls were covered in Xalorian scripts, detailing their technological advancements and the history of their conflict with the Ravagers. "We've found it," Lyra whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "The Xalorians' most advanced technologies are all here." Kaelin began accessing the data, downloading blueprints for energy weapons, defense systems, and cloaking technology. "This could change everything," he said, his voice tinged with excitement. As they worked, an alarm sounded, and the chamber's defenses activated. Energy barriers and automated turrets sprang to life, targeting the team. "Defenses are online," Aria shouted. "We need to disable them quickly." The team split up, each member focusing on a different control panel to deactivate the defenses. The atmosphere was charged with tension as they raced against time, knowing that the knowledge they sought was within their grasp. Lyra managed to disable the first barrier, while Kaelin took down the automated turrets. Aria and the security team provided cover, ensuring that everyone stayed safe. "Almost there," Kaelin called out, his fingers flying over the controls. "Just a few more seconds." With a final keystroke, the defenses powered down, and the chamber fell silent. The team let out a collective sigh of relief, their mission successful. "We did it," Aria said, her voice filled with pride. "We've secured the archive." Xalorian reappeared, his holographic form glowing softly. "You have proven yourselves worthy. The Xalorian Legacy is now in your hands. Use it wisely." The team nodded, their faces set with determination. They knew that the knowledge they had gained could be the key to defeating the Ravagers and protecting their alliance. As they prepared to return to the Aurora, Aria looked around the ancient chamber one last time. "This is just the beginning," she said. "We have a long way to go, but with the Xalorians' knowledge, we have a fighting chance." With the data securely in their possession, the team made their way back to the surface, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Xalorian Legacy had been uncovered, and with it came new hope for their struggle against the Ravagers. The team, buoyed by their success in securing the Xalorian archive, made their way back through the ancient corridors. The knowledge they had uncovered filled them with a renewed sense of purpose. But the path ahead was still fraught with challenges. As they moved deeper into the ancient city, the air grew cooler, and the walls began to hum with an unfamiliar energy. Captain Aria Solara led the way, her eyes sharp and alert. "Stay close," she instructed. "We don't know what else might be waiting for us." Suddenly, the ground beneath their feet trembled, and the walls lit up with a bright, pulsating light. Xalorian, the AI guardian, reappeared before them, his holographic form more imposing than before. "Intruders detected," Xalorian intoned, his voice echoing through the chamber. "State your purpose." "We're here to learn," Aria replied, stepping forward. "We need your help to understand the Xalorian technology and use it to defend our people." Xalorian's eyes glowed as he processed her words. "The Xalorians created me to protect their knowledge and ensure it would not fall into the wrong hands. You must prove your intentions are true." Aria met the AI's gaze with unwavering determination. "We are facing a powerful enemy, the same enemy that destroyed your civilization. We need your help to prevent history from repeating itself." Xalorian studied the team for a moment, then nodded. "Very well, I will assist you, but you must follow my instructions carefully." The AI led them to a central chamber filled with intricate machinery and holographic displays. "This is the heart of the Xalorian Defense Network," Xalorian explained. "To access the full capabilities of our technology, you must first activate the core systems." Kalen Voss and Lyra stepped forward, their scientific curiosity piqued. "We're ready," Kalen said. "What do we need to do?" Xalorian projected a series of complex diagrams and codes. "You must synchronize these systems and input the correct sequence to reactivate the core. It will not be easy, but I believe you are capable." As Kalen and Lyra began working on the core systems, the rest of the team spread out to secure the area. The chamber was vast, with multiple levels and control panels, each one vital to the reactivation process. "These systems are incredibly advanced," Lyra murmured, her fingers flying over the controls. "It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Kalen nodded, his brow furrowed in concentration. "We need to be precise. One mistake could trigger the defenses again." As they worked, Xalorian provided guidance, his holographic form hovering nearby. "The Xalorians built these systems to withstand any attack. You must be thorough and methodical." Hours passed as the team meticulously synchronized the systems. The chamber hummed with increasing energy, the core gradually coming to life. "We're almost there," Kalen said, his voice tinged with excitement. "Just a few more adjustments." Finally, with a triumphant beep, the core systems fully activated, flooding the chamber with a warm, golden light. The holographic displays came to life, showing detailed schematics and data streams. "You have done well," Xalorian said, his voice filled with approval. "The Xalorian technology is now at your disposal, but be warned, using it requires great responsibility." Aria stepped forward, her expression resolute. "We understand. We will use this knowledge to protect our people and ensure the sacrifices of the Xalorians were not in vain." Xalorian nodded. "I will remain here to assist you. There is much to learn, and time is of the essence. The Ravagers will not wait." As the team began to study the newly activated systems, they discovered a wealth of information about Xalorian technology, advanced energy weapons, powerful defense shields, and sophisticated cloaking devices. Each discovery brought them closer to understanding how to use these tools against the Ravagers. "This is incredible," Kalen said, his eyes wide with wonder. With this technology, we might actually stand a chance. Lyra nodded, her face illuminated by the holographic displays. We need to get this information back to the Aurora and start integrating it into our systems immediately. As they prepared to leave, Xalorian approached Aria. Captain Solara, there is something you should know. The Xalorians left behind a final message, a warning about the Ravagers. It is stored in the deepest part of the archive. Aria's expression hardened. Show me. Xalorian led them to a hidden chamber, deep within the ancient city. The walls were covered in symbols and carvings, telling the story of the Xalorians' last stand against the Ravagers. At the center of the chamber was a pedestal, atop which sat a crystalline device. Xalorian activated it, and a holographic projection filled the room, showing a Xalorian elder. If you are seeing this, our civilization has fallen, the elder began, his voice filled with sorrow. The Ravagers are relentless. They seek to dominate and destroy, but we leave you our knowledge, our legacy, in the hope that you will succeed where we failed. The projection detailed the Ravagers' tactics and weaknesses, feeding invaluable insights into how to counter their attacks. The team watched in silence, absorbing every word. This is exactly what we needed, Aria said, her voice filled with determination. With this information, we can finally fight back effectively. As the projection ended, Xalorian deactivated the device. Use this knowledge wisely, Captain Solara. The fate of your people depends on it. Aria nodded, her resolve stronger than ever. We will. Thank you, Xalorian. Your legacy will not be forgotten. With the information securely in their possession, the team made their way back to the surface, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Xalorian Legacy had given them new hope and the tools they needed to protect their future. As they boarded the shuttle and lifted off, Aria looked out at the ancient city one last time. This is just the beginning, she said softly. We have a long way to go, but with the Xalorians' knowledge, we have a fighting chance. The shuttle ascended through the atmosphere, the ancient city fading into the distance. The Aurora awaited them, a symbol of hope and resilience, in the face of their greatest challenge. The shuttle ascended through the planet's atmosphere, carrying the team back to the Aurora with a wealth of Xalorian knowledge. As they docked and disembarked, the sense of urgency remained palpable. The newly acquired information needed to be analyzed and integrated into their systems without delay. Captain Aria Solara convened a meeting with her senior officers and the key members of the landing team in the Aurora's briefing room. The holographic displays illuminated the room, casting a soft blue glow over the serious faces gathered around the table. Kalen, Lyra, what have we got? Aria asked, her tone decisive. Kalen Voss activated a holographic projection of the Xalorian data they had retrieved. We've accessed the core systems and decrypted the key components of the Xalorian technology. This includes advanced energy weapons, defense shields, and cloaking devices. Lyra continued. There's also detailed information about the Ravagers' tactics and weaknesses. This data could give us a significant advantage in future encounters. Aria nodded, absorbing the information. Good. We need to start integrating this technology into our systems immediately. But first, we need to secure the hidden archive that Xalorian mentioned. Xalorian, the AI Guardian, appeared in a holographic form hovering above the table. The hidden archive contains the Xalorians' most advanced technological secrets. To access it, you must navigate a series of security protocols and deactivate ancient defense systems. Aria turned to her team. Prepare to return to the surface. This mission is critical. The information in that archive could be the key to our survival. The team, consisting of Aria, Kalen, Lyra, and a group of elite security personnel, boarded the shuttle once more and descended to the planet. The atmosphere was tense with anticipation as they made their way back to the ancient city. Xalorian guided them to a heavily fortified section of the city, where the hidden archive was located. The entrance was a massive door, adorned with intricate Xalorian symbols that glowed faintly. The security protocols here are among the most advanced the Xalorians ever created, Xalorian warned. You must proceed with caution. Kalen and Lyra approached the control panel, their expertise in ancient technologies put to the test. These symbols indicate multiple layers of encryption, Lyra said, her fingers dancing over the controls. It's going to take time to bypass them. Kalen nodded. We need to be precise. One wrong move could trigger the defenses. As they worked, the security team kept a vigilant watch, aware of the potential dangers. The atmosphere was thick with tension, each second feeling like an eternity. Finally, with a triumphant beep, the door began to slide open, revealing the hidden archive. The room beyond was vast, filled with rows of data terminals and holographic displays. The air hummed with an almost palpable energy, the heart of the Xalorian Legacy laid bare before them. "We're in," Kalen said, his voice filled with awe. "This is it." As the team entered the archive, they activated the terminals, bringing the ancient data to life. Holographic projections filled the room, displaying blueprints for powerful energy weapons, advanced defense systems, and revolutionary cloaking technology. "This technology is incredible," Lyra whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's far beyond anything we've ever seen." Aria's gaze was fixed on the displays. "We need to download everything. This information could turn the tide in our fight against the Ravagers." As they began to transfer the data to their portable storage devices, the room's defenses suddenly activated. Energy barriers sprang up, and automated turrets emerged from the walls, targeting the team. "Defenses are online," Aria shouted. "We need to disable them quickly." The security team sprang into action, providing cover while Kalen and Lyra worked to shut down the defense systems. The atmosphere was charged with tension as they raced against time, knowing that the knowledge they sought was within their grasp. "Almost there." Kalen called out, his fingers flying over the controls. "Just a few more seconds." With a final keystroke, the defenses powered down and the room fell silent. The team let out a collective sigh of relief, their mission successful. "We did it," Aria said, her voice filled with pride. "We've secured the archive." Xalorian reappeared, his holographic form glowing softly. "You have proven yourselves worthy once again. The Xalorian Legacy is now fully in your hands. Use it wisely." The team nodded, their faces set with determination. They knew that the knowledge they had gained could be the key to defeating the Ravagers and protecting their alliance. As they prepared to return to the Aurora, Aria looked around the ancient chamber one last time. "This is just the beginning," she said. "We have a long way to go, but with the Xalorians' knowledge, we have a fighting chance." The shuttle ascended through the atmosphere, the ancient city fading into the distance. The Aurora awaited them, a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of their greatest challenge. Back on the Aurora, the data from the hidden archive was analyzed and integrated into their systems. The Alliance's engineers and scientists worked tirelessly, incorporating the Xalorian technology into their ships and defenses. "This is going to change everything," Kalen said during a briefing. "We have the tools we need to counter the Ravagers' tactics and protect our people." Lyra added, "The Xalorian technology is incredibly advanced. We're developing new energy weapons, defense shields, and cloaking devices that will give us a significant edge." The sense of hope and determination was palpable as the Alliance prepared for the battles ahead. They knew that the knowledge they had gained from the Xalorian Legacy could be the key to their survival. As Captain Aria Solara stood on the bridge of the Aurora, looking out at the stars, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The journey ahead would be difficult, but with their united strength and shared knowledge, they were ready to face whatever came next. The stars outside the Aurora shimmered with promise, each one a beacon of hope and discovery. As the ship and its allies prepared for their next mission, they knew that their alliance would continue to grow stronger, united by their shared vision of a better future, ready to navigate the unknown and forge a new path forward. The integration of the Xalorian technology into the Alliance's systems had already begun to show promising results. The newly acquired knowledge had the potential to evolutionize their defenses and give them a fighting chance against the Ravagers. But as the team delved deeper into the Xalorian archive, they uncovered a chilling connection. Captain Aria Solara stood in the Aurora's command center, watching the holographic projections of the Xalorian data. Beside her, Kalen Voss and Lyra worked diligently to decrypt and analyze the vast amounts of information. "We've found something," Kalen said, his voice tense. "There are records here that suggest the Ravagers played a direct role in the downfall of the Xalorian civilization." Aria's eyes narrowed. "Explain." Lyra brought up a series of holographic images, showing Xalorian ships engaged in fierce battles with Ravager vessels. These records detail several major conflicts between the Xalorians and the Ravagers. The Xalorians managed to hold them off for a time, but the Ravagers' relentless attacks eventually overwhelmed their defenses. Kalen continued, the Xalorians developed advanced technologies to counter the Ravagers, but it wasn't enough. The Ravagers' tactics were brutal and highly effective. Aria absorbed the information, her mind racing. If the Ravagers were responsible for the Xalorians' downfall, it means they've been a threat for much longer than we realized. We need to understand their tactics and find a way to counter them. Xarion, the AI Guardian, appeared in a holographic form. The Xalorians fought valiantly, but the Ravagers' technological advancements and strategic ruthlessness proved too much. Your alliance must learn from our mistakes and use our knowledge wisely. Aria nodded, her determination growing. We will. Show us everything you have on the Ravagers. Xarion projected more detailed records, including battle strategies, ship schematics, and weaknesses the Xalorians had identified in the Ravagers' technology. The data was a treasure trove of insights, each piece potentially crucial for the Alliance's survival. As the team pored over the information, Ensign Tessali's voice came through the intercom. Captain, we're detecting Ravager ships approaching the planet. They're still cloaked, but our sensors are picking up faint energy signatures. The command center erupted into action. Aria turned to her team. We need to move quickly. Download all the remaining data and prepare to evacuate. Kalen and Lyra worked at a feverish pace, transferring the last of the Xalorian data to their portable storage devices. The tension in the room was palpable, every second feeling like an eternity. We've got everything, Kalen said, his voice filled with urgency. Let's get out of here. The team raced back to the shuttle, the looming threat of the Ravagers adding a sense of urgency to their steps. As they boarded the shuttle and lifted off, the first signs of the Ravager fleet appeared on their sensors. They're here, Lyra said, her voice tight with tension. We need to get back to the Aurora. The shuttle ascended rapidly through the atmosphere, the ancient city shrinking below them. As they broke through the clouds, the Aurora came into view, its sleek form a beacon of hope against the dark backdrop of space. All hands, prepare for battle stations, Aria ordered as they docked. We're about to engage the Ravagers. The Aurora and its allied ships moved into defensive formations, their newly integrated Xalorian technology providing a crucial edge. The tension on the bridge was thick as they prepared for the imminent clash. Activate the cloaking disruptors, Aria commanded. We need to reveal their positions. The disruptors emitted powerful pulses of energy, and the screens lit up as the cloaked Ravager ships were partially revealed. The battle began in earnest, with the Allied fleet unleashing a coordinated barrage of firepower. The Ravagers fought back fiercely, their advanced weaponry and tactics posing a significant threat. But the Alliance, armed with the new knowledge and technology, held their ground. The Xalorian energy shields absorbed the brunt of the attacks, and the enhanced weapons struck with precision. As the battle raged on, the Ravager fleet began to falter. The combined might of the Alliance proved too much, forcing the Ravagers to retreat. We did it, Kalen said, his voice filled with relief. We drove them back. Aria allowed herself a moment of triumph. This was just the beginning. We need to stay vigilant and continue strengthening our defenses. With the immediate threat repelled, the team reconvened to assess their situation. The knowledge they had gained from the Xalorian archive was invaluable, but they knew the Ravagers would return, likely with even greater force. Supreme Commander Talrock addressed the group. We've made significant progress, but the Ravagers will adapt. We must continue to innovate and stay ahead of them. Admiral Zareth added, the Xalorian technology has given us a fighting chance. We need to integrate it fully into our fleets and develop new tactics based on what we've learned. Aria nodded, her resolve unshaken. We'll use every bit of knowledge we have. The Xalorian legacy will not be in vain. As the Alliance worked tirelessly to incorporate the Xalorian advancements, the sense of unity and determination grew stronger. They knew the road ahead would be challenging, but with their newfound knowledge, they had hope. Back on the bridge of the Aurora, Aria looked out at the stars. The journey was far from over, but with the strength of their alliance and the wisdom of the Xalorians, they were ready to face whatever came next. The stars outside the Aurora shimmered with promise, each one a beacon of hope and discovery. As the ship and its allies prepared for their next mission, they knew that their alliance would continue to grow stronger, united by their shared vision of a better future, ready to navigate the unknown and forge a new path forward. The Alliance had gained invaluable knowledge from the Xalorian archives, but the threat of the Ravagers was far from over. The urgency to integrate the new technology and prepare for the next inevitable confrontation was palpable. The Ravagers' unexpected arrival had set the clock ticking, and every moment counted. Captain Aria Solara stood on the bridge of the Aurora, coordinating the efforts to analyze and integrate the Xalorian technology. "Kalen, Lyra, how soon can we have the new systems fully operational?" she asked, her tone urgent. Kalen Voss responded from the ship's lab, where he and Lyra were working around the clock. "We've made significant progress, Captain. The new energy shields and cloaking disruptors are nearly ready. We're running final diagnostics now." Lyra added, "We've also started adapting the advanced weaponry. It's going to give us a significant edge, but we need a bit more time to ensure everything is calibrated correctly." Aria nodded. "Understood. Keep me updated. We don't have a moment to waste." As the Aurora and its allied ships continued their preparations, the sensors picked up increased Ravager activity in the sector. The enemy was closing in, and the tension aboard the ship was palpable. Ensign Tessa Lee's voice cut through the intercom. "Captain, we're detecting multiple Ravager ships on an intercept course. They'll be within striking range in less than an hour." Aria's eyes hardened. "All hands, battle stations. Prepare for immediate engagement. We need to buy Kalen and Lyra as much time as possible." The Aurora moved into formation with the Allied fleet, their newly enhanced sensors scanning for any signs of cloaked Ravager ships. The energy shields activated, creating a shimmering barrier around the ships. "Activate the cloaking disruptors," Aria commanded. "We need to reveal their positions as soon as they enter range." The disruptors emitted powerful pulses, and soon enough, the screen began to flicker with the partially revealed forms of the Ravager ships. The battle was about to begin. As the Ravager fleet closed in, the Aurora and its allies unleashed a coordinated barrage of firepower. The new energy weapons struck with precision, tearing through the enemy's defenses. "Keep up the pressure," Aria urged. "We can't let them break our lines." Back in the lab, Kalen and Lyra worked frantically to complete the integration of the Xalorian technology. The atmosphere was tense, each second feeling like an eternity. "We're almost there," Kalen said, his hands moving deftly over the controls. "Just a few more adjustments." Lyra monitored the progress, her eyes focused on the diagnostic readouts. "The new systems are holding up under the strain. We're ready to go live." Kalen nodded, pressing a final sequence of commands. "Activating the new systems, now." On the bridge, Aria watched as the ship's displays lit up with the successful activation of the Xalorian technology. The new energy shields glowed brighter, and the advanced weapons hummed with power. "We've got it, Captain," Kalen reported. "All systems are operational." Aria's voice was filled with determination. "Excellent work. Let's show the Ravagers what we're made of." The Allied fleet, now fully equipped with the enhanced technology, intensified their assault. The energy shields absorbed the brunt of the Ravagers' attacks, and the advanced weapons cut through their ships with devastating accuracy. As the battle raged on, the Ravagers' formation began to break. The combined might of the Alliance proved overwhelming, forcing the enemy to retreat once more. "We did it," Lyra said, her voice filled with relief. "The new technology worked." Aria allowed herself a moment of triumph. "This is just the beginning. We need to stay vigilant and continue to strengthen our defenses." With the immediate threat repelled, the team reconvened to assess their situation. The knowledge they had gained from the Xalorian archive was invaluable, but they knew the Ravagers would return, likely with even greater force. Supreme Commander Talrock addressed the group. "We've made significant progress, but the Ravagers will adapt. We must continue to innovate and stay ahead of them." Admiral Zareth added, "The Xalorian technology has given us a fighting chance. We need to integrate it fully into our fleets and develop new tactics based on what we've learned." Aria nodded, her resolve unshaken. We'll use every bit of knowledge we have. The Xalorian Legacy will not be in vain. As the Alliance worked tirelessly to incorporate the Xalorian advancements, the sense of unity and determination grew stronger. They knew the road ahead would be challenging, but with their newfound knowledge, they had hope. Back on the bridge of the Aurora, Aria looked out at the stars. The journey was far from over, but with the strength of their alliance and the wisdom of the Xalorians, they were ready to face whatever came next. The stars outside the Aurora shimmered with promise, each one a beacon of hope and discovery. As the ship and its allies prepared for their next mission, they knew that their alliance would continue to grow stronger, united by their shared vision of a better future, ready to navigate the unknown and forge a new path forward. The integration of the Xalorian technology had given the Alliance a fighting chance, but they knew the Ravagers would return with even greater force. The tension aboard the Aurora was palpable as the crew prepared for the next inevitable confrontation. Captain Aria Solara stood on the bridge, overseeing the final preparations. "We've managed to repel them once, but they'll be back," she said, her voice filled with determination. "We need to be ready for anything." Supreme Commander Talrock appeared on the main view screen, his expression serious. "Captain Solara, our intelligence indicates that the Ravagers are regrouping and preparing for a major assault. This could be their most aggressive attack yet." Aria nodded. "Understood. We'll be ready." As the Allied fleet moved into defensive formations, the sensors picked up the first signs of the Ravager fleet approaching. The air on the bridge was thick with anticipation. "Activate the cloaking disruptors," Aria ordered. "We need to reveal their positions as soon as they enter range." The disruptors emitted powerful pulses of energy, and the screens lit up as the cloaked Ravager ships were partially revealed. The battle was about to begin. The Aurora and its allies unleashed a coordinated barrage of firepower. The new energy weapons, enhanced by Xalorian technology, struck with devastating accuracy, cutting through the Ravager ship's defenses. "Keep up the pressure," Aria urged. "We can't let them break our lines." The Ravagers fought back fiercely, their advanced weaponry and tactics posing a significant threat. The battle was intense and chaotic, with both sides suffering heavy losses. In the midst of the battle, Kalen Voss and Lyra worked tirelessly in the ship's lab, monitoring the performance of the new systems and making real-time adjustments. "The new energy shields are holding," Kalen reported, "but we need to stay on top of the power fluctuations." Lyra nodded, her eyes focused on the diagnostic readouts. "We're also seeing increased efficiency in the weapons systems. The Xalorian technology is proving invaluable." As the battle raged on, the Allied fleet began to gain the upper hand. The Xalorian-enhanced weapons and defenses were making a significant difference, allowing the Alliance to repel the Ravager attacks more effectively. On the ground, the team that had been working in the ancient Xalorian city faced their own challenges. Automated defenses and energy fields activated in response to the Ravager presence, creating a dangerous environment. "We need to get back to the Aurora," Aria said, leading her team through the chaotic streets. "Stay close and keep moving." The team navigated through the ancient city, their progress hindered by the activated defenses and the unstable environment. The ground trembled beneath their feet, and energy barriers flickered in and out of existence. "These defenses are impressive," Lyra said, her voice tinged with admiration. "The Xalorians knew how to protect their secrets." Kalen nodded. "We need to disable them to ensure our safe passage." Using their knowledge of Xalorian technology, Kalen and Lyra worked together to deactivate the defenses. It was a race against time, with the Ravagers closing in and the environment becoming increasingly unstable. "We're almost there," Kalen said, his fingers flying over the controls. "Just a few more adjustments." With a final keystroke, the defenses powered down, and the team made their way to the shuttle. The atmosphere was charged with tension as they lifted off and headed back to the Aurora. As the shuttle ascended, they could see the fierce battle unfolding in space. The Allied fleet was holding its own, but the Ravagers were relentless. "We need to get back to the ship and join the fight," Aria said, her voice filled with determination. The shuttle docked with the Aurora, and the team quickly disembarked, heading straight to the bridge. The battle outside was reaching its peak, with both sides fighting with everything they had. "Captain, we're detecting a significant energy buildup in the Ravager fleet," Ensign Tessa Lee reported. "It looks like they're preparing for a massive strike." Aria's eyes narrowed. "All hands, brace for impact. Activate all defensive systems." The Aurora's energy shields glowed brightly, absorbing the brunt of the Ravager's powerful attack. The ship shuddered under the impact, but the Xalorian-enhanced defenses held strong. "Return fire," Aria commanded. "Target their command she. P.S. The Allied fleet focused their firepower on the Ravager command vessels, the advanced weapons striking with precision. The Ravagers' formation began to break, their ships falling one by one. "We're pushing them back," Callan said, his voice filled with relief. "The Xalorian technology is working." Lyra nodded. "We need to keep the pressure on. This is our chance to turn the tide." The battle raged on, with the Allied fleet gradually gaining the upper hand. The combined might of the Alliance, bolstered by the Xalorian technology, proved overwhelming for the Ravagers. As the Ravager fleet began to retreat, a cheer went up across the Allied ships. The battle was won, but the cost had been high. Many lives were lost, and the ships bore the scars of the intense conflict. Aria allowed herself a moment of triumph. "We did it. We've driven them back." Supreme Commander Talrock appeared on the view screen, his expression filled with pride. "Your leadership and the strength of your crew were crucial, Captain Solara. This victory is a testament to the power of our alliance." Admiral Zareth added, "We must remain vigilant. The Ravagers will likely regroup and return with even greater force, but today we have shown that we can stand against them." As the Allied ships regrouped and tended to their wounds, the sense of unity and determination grew stronger. The Xalorian technology had given them a crucial edge, and they were ready to continue the fight. Back on the bridge of the Aurora, Aria looked out at the stars. The journey was far from over, but with the strength of their alliance and the wisdom of the Xalorians, they were ready to face whatever came next. The stars outside the Aurora shimmered with promise, each one a beacon of hope and discovery. As the ship and its allies prepared for their next mission, they knew that their alliance would continue to grow stronger, united by their shared vision of a better future, ready to navigate the unknown and forge a new path forward. The aftermath of the battle left the Allied fleet in a state of both relief and mourning. They had won a significant victory against the Ravagers, but the cost had been high. The Aurora and its sister ships drifted in the calm of space, their hulls bearing the marks of the fierce conflict. Captain Aria Solara stood on the bridge, the weight of command heavy on her shoulders. She looked out at the stars, reflecting on the lives lost and the challenges still ahead. "We've taken a crucial step forward," she said softly, more to herself than anyone else. "But the road is long." Supreme Commander Talrock appeared on the view screen, his expression a mix of pride and resolve. "Captain Solara, your leadership was instrumental in this victory. The Alliance owes you a great debt." Aria nodded. "This was a collective effort, Commander. Every ship, every crew member played a part, but we need to ensure that the sacrifices made today were not in vain." Admiral Zareth of the Drakthar joined the conversation. "Our immediate priority is to repair our ships and tend to the wounded. We must also analyze the data we collected during the battle to refine our strategies and technologies." Kalen Voss and Lyra were already working on that task in the ship's lab, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays. "The Xalorian technology performed beyond our expectations," Kalen said. "We've gathered a lot of data that can help us improve our defenses even further." Lyra nodded, her focus intense. "The cloaking disruptors and energy shields were crucial. We need to replicate and enhance these systems across the entire fleet." As the repairs and upgrades began, the Alliance leaders held a summit to discuss their next steps. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of cautious optimism, tempered by the knowledge of the challenges still ahead. "We've proven that we can stand against the Ravagers," Aria said, addressing the assembled leaders. "But we need to stay united and continue to innovate. The Xalorian Legacy has given us hope, and we must build on that foundation." Althara, the Lotharian leader, spoke up. "The Lotharians will continue to share our knowledge and resources. Together, we can develop new technologies and strategies to protect our people. Supreme Commander Talrock added, "Our greatest strength lies in our unity. By working together, we have shown that we can overcome any threat." As the summit concluded, the leaders pledged to deepen their cooperation and support each other in the fight against the Ravagers. The sense of unity and shared purpose was stronger than ever. Back on the Aurora, the crew worked tirelessly to repair the damage and integrate the new technology. The atmosphere was filled with a renewed sense of hope and determination. One evening, Aria stood on the observation deck, gazing out at the stars. Captain Alara joined her, their bond strengthened by their shared experiences. "We've come a long way," Alara said, her voice filled with a mix of pride and resolve. "The alliance is stronger than ever, but the road ahead is still uncertain." Aria nodded. "We've faced many challenges, but our unity is our greatest strength. As long as we stand together, we can overcome anything." The repairs and upgrades continued, with the new Xalorian technology being replicated across the fleet. The engineers and scientists worked tirelessly, driven by the knowledge that their efforts could mean the difference between victory and defeat. In the ship's lab, Kalen and Lyra continued to analyze the data and refine their systems. "We're making significant progress," Kalen said. "The new energy shields and cloaking disruptors are performing exceptionally well." Lyra added, "We've also developed new countermeasures to disrupt the Ravagers' tactics. If we can anticipate their moves, we can stay one step ahead." As the Alliance prepared for the next phase of their journey, the sense of hope and determination grew stronger. They knew the road ahead would be challenging, but with their newfound knowledge and unity, they were ready to face whatever came next. Captain Aria Solara stood on the bridge of the Aurora, looking out at the stars. The journey was far from over, but with the strength of their alliance and the wisdom of the Xalorians, they were ready to navigate the unknown and forge a new path forward. The stars outside the Aurora shimmered with promise, each one a beacon of hope and discovery. As the ship and its allies prepared for their next mission, they knew that their alliance would continue to grow stronger, united by their shared vision of a better future, ready to navigate the unknown and forge a new path forward.